So in the case of a radial nerve palsy, there is loss of extension of the wrist joint, loss of extension of the fingers, and loss of extension of the thumb. So what we want to achieve is wrist extension. So in order to do the wrist extension, we have a muscle over here which is called the pronator teres. So imagine pronator teres is here and it's like pronating the arm, forearm like this. So you take that and you transfer it to ECRB. So there will be, instead of pronation, it will go like this, and there will be wrist extension, right? So pronator teres to ECRB. So it's like pronator teres is here, just extend it a little bit, and remember that it goes here to ECRB. The ECRB is the wrist extensor. So pronator teres to ECRB. Now for the EDC, since we have two flexors of the wrist, FCU and FCR, we'll remove the FCR, we'll make it go on the dorsal side from the radial side, and attach it to the EDC. So that will give the finger extension, FCR to EDC. Now we want thumb extension also to the EPL. So we'll do palmaris longus to EPL. So think of it like this: pronator teres to ECRB, the FCR is here, palmaris longus is here. We're taking both of them. This goes to the fingers, EDC. The palmaris longus goes to the EPL. So they are going. So these two are going together. FCR, palmaris longus, EDC, EPL. So when these three are done, pronator teres to ECRB, FCR to the EDC, and the palmaris longus to the EPL, this is known as the brand transfer for radial nerve palsy. Now there's another type called the Boy's tendon transfer. What happens in that case? It's just a way to remember that. Think of it like this again: pronator teres goes to ECRB. That will remain the same. Now the FCR is a lazy guy. He says, I don't want to go all the way to EDC. I'll do a short, I'll do less work. I'll just move to this next one, compartment 1, where we have APL and EPB, abductor pollicis longus and extensor pollicis brevis. So FCR just comes from here to here, and now because the FCR has gone from here to here, other tendons have to do the work for the EDC and the EPL. So palmaris longus is not going to be the same. So palmaris longus is not going to be used in this Boy's tendon transfer. What other tendons can we remove from here then? And for the finger extensors, because there should be tissue synergism for finger extension, wrist flexors have to be used. So what other tendons can we think from the flexor surface of the wrist? Palmaris longus is not going to be used. Since FCR is removed, we cannot remove the FCU also, because we'll lose wrist flexion then. So there is FDS. So now what happens is there are two, FDS3 and FDS4. Now just like FCR and palmaris longus move together that way, think of it like this again. It's not going to go from around the hand, obviously it's going to go through the tissues, but then just to remember it, FDS3 and FDS4. FDS3 and 4 will come like this. FDS3 is going to the EDC, or the finger extensors, and FDS4 is going to the EIP, extensor indicis proprius, and the EPL. So in case of Boy's tendon transfer, we have pronator teres to ECRB. The FCR was lazy, so he just moved next door to the APL and EPB, the FDS3 to EDC, FDS4 to EIP and EPL. Now there's another modification from the brand. In the brand, it was PT, pulmonary to ECRP, uh, pulmonary longus to EPL. Instead of the FCR to EDC, they can do FCO to EDC also, but that has some disadvantages like loss of power of the wrist flexion. So I hope that made it quite easy to remember this. For me, it took 2 to 3 years to trying to memorize this because I never got much time to study it properly. I just read it once and didn't read it for months, and then heard of it once again in some classroom or seminars or some presentation. So it was like reading this or getting to hear about this in bits and pieces, so I could never really memorize it. But today I sat down and tried to memorize it, and it was quite easy to remember this tendon transfer for the radial nerve palsy. I hope it helped for you also.